Season 6, Episode 1 of Game of Thrones, title The Red Woman. The episode opens at Castle Black, where Jon Snow lies dead in the snow after being betrayed by his own men. Davos Seaworth, along with a few loyal brothers and Ghost, Jon's direwolf, finds his body and brings it inside. Tension rises as Alliser Thorne takes control of the Night's Watch, justifying Jon's murder as necessary for the Order's survival. Meanwhile, Davos and Jon's allies barricade themselves inside a room, preparing for a possible confrontation. Davos looks to Melisandre for help, but she seems lost in doubt after her previous prophecies failed. In Winterfell, Ramsay Bolton mourns Myranda's death but quickly shifts back to his ruthless ways. Instead of giving her a proper burial, he orders her body to be fed to the hounds. With Sansa Stark and Theon Greyjoy having escaped, Ramsay grows impatient. Meanwhile, Sansa and Theon flee through the cold wilderness, pursued by Bolton's soldiers. Just when they are about to be captured, Brienne of Tarth and Podrick Payne arrive, killing the pursuers. Brienne offers her service to Sansa once more, and this time, Sansa formally accepts, finally gaining a strong protector. In King's Landing, Jaime Lannister returns from Dorne with Myrcella's lifeless body. Cersei Lannister, initially excited to see her daughter, is devastated when she realizes Jaime has brought her home in a casket. She recalls Maggie the Frog's prophecy about all her children dying, deepening her despair. Jaime, however, vows revenge against their enemies. Meanwhile, in the capital, Margaery Tyrell remains imprisoned by the High Sparrow, who pressures her into confessing her sins, while her brother, Loras, also remains in captivity. Across the Narrow Sea, Daenerys Targaryen is taken prisoner by the Dothraki. She is brought before Khal Moro, who mocks her until she reveals her identity as the widow of Khal Drogo. Due to Dothraki customs, widows of fallen Khals are supposed to live out their days in Vaes Dothrak, the sacred city of the Dothraki. This means Daenerys is essentially a prisoner once again. Meanwhile, in Meereen, Tyrion Lannister and Varys walk through the city, assessing the chaos left by the Sons of the Harpy. They discover that someone has burned the fleet in the harbor, leaving Daenerys without ships. The episode ends with a shocking reveal. Melisandre, alone in her chamber, undresses and looks at herself in the mirror. As she removes her necklace, her true form is revealed. An ancient, frail woman, completely different from the youthful appearance she usually projects. This moment shakes viewers' perception of her character, hinting at the depth of her magical abilities and her own doubts in the faith she once so strongly believed in. The episode closes on this eerie note, leaving questions about her role in the coming events. Season 6, Episode 2 of Game of Thrones, titled Home, features several pivotal moments across Westeros and beyond. The episode is best known for the resurrection of Jon Snow, but it also advances multiple storylines, including Ramsay Bolton's cruelty, Bran Stark's visions, and Tyrion's diplomatic efforts in Meereen. At Castle Black, Sir Davos and the remaining loyalists prepare for a confrontation with Sir Alliser Thorne and his Night's Watch mutineers. Just as violence is about to erupt, the Wildlings, led by Tormund Giantsbane, storm Castle Black and take control, imprisoning Thorne and his followers. Later, Melisandre, who has lost faith in her abilities, reluctantly performs a resurrection ritual on Jon Snow. At first, it seems to fail, but in the final moments of the episode, Jon suddenly gasps for breath, confirming his return to life. In Winterfell, Ramsay Bolton consolidates power in the most brutal way possible. After Roose Bolton's wife gives birth to a male heir, Ramsay murders his father, stepmother, and newborn half-brother to eliminate any competition. He then solidifies his alliance with the Karstarks, preparing for a battle against the Stark loyalists. Meanwhile, Sansa Stark continues her escape with Brienne and Podrick, learning from Brienne that Arya is alive. Bran Stark, under the guidance of the Three-Eyed Raven, experiences a vision of the past, seeing his father, Ned Stark, as a young boy training with Benjen Stark and Lyanna Stark at Winterfell. This scene hints at deeper mysteries about the Stark family history, particularly regarding Jon Snow's true parentage. Meanwhile, in Meereen, Tyrion Lannister realizes that Daenerys' missing dragons must be freed to restore order. In a daring move, he enters the dragon's dungeon and unchains Rhaegal and Viserion, proving his bravery and deepening his connection with the creatures. The episode also touches on events in the Iron Islands, where Balon Greyjoy is murdered by his long-exiled brother, Euron Greyjoy, who declares himself the rightful ruler. This sets up a succession crisis that will play out in the coming episodes. Overall, Home is a dramatic and action-packed episode that delivers shocking deaths, power shifts, and the long-awaited resurrection of Jon Snow, setting the stage for the battles to come.